Mr. President, Mr. Prime Minister, I'd like to get your response to this too. Mr. President, you have said that Canada should become the 51st state.
Yeah. No. Well, I still believe that, but you know, it takes two to tango, right? But no, I do. I mean, I believe it would be a massive tax cut for the Canadian citizens. You get free military, you get tremendous medical cares and other things. There would be a lot of advantages, but it would be a massive tax cut. And it's also a beautiful, you know, as a real estate developer, you know, I'm a real estate developer at heart. When you get rid of that artificially drawn line, somebody drew that line many years ago with like a ruler, just a straight line right across the top of the country. When you look at that beautiful formation when it's together, I'm a very artistic person, but when I looked at that beauty, I said, that's the way it was meant to be. But, you know, it's just they get along very well. They like each other a lot.
Well, if I may, as you know from real estate, there are some places that are never for sale.
That's true.
We're sitting in one right now, you know, Buckingham Palace that you visited as well.
That's true.
And having met with the owners of Canada over the course of the campaign last several months, it's not for sale, won't be for sale ever. But the opportunity is in the partnership and what we can build together. And we have done that in the past. And part of that, as the President just said, is with respect to our own security. And my government is committed for a step change in our investment in Canadian security and our partnership. And I'll say this as well, that the President has revitalized international security, revitalized NATO, and us playing our full weight in NATO, and that will be part of it.
True. And they have, I must say, Canada is stepping up the military participation because Mark knew, you know, they were low and now they're stepping it up, and that's a very important thing. But never say never. Never say never.
Is there anything the Prime Minister can say to you today to change your mind on tariffing Canada?
Tariffing cars?
Tariffing Canada. Is there anything he could say to you in the course of your meetings with him today that would get you to lift tariffs on Canada?
No.
Why not?
Just the way it is.
Welcome to another edition of the Truth Zone. As always, this is your host, Truth Seeker here. And the meeting with Carney and Trump was very strange indeed. It's just very bizarre, everything surrounding this meeting with Trump and Carney, because Trump continues to talk about the idea of Canada merging with the United States. He's been talking about this for quite some time, even as you see on screen right here, where a while back he even posted this up with the idea of Canada merging with the United States. And there is a reason for all of this, because this is all part of their plan. This is all part of their end phase where they want this one world order. This is what all of this stuff is part of, because at the end of the day, what this is leading to the North American Union. This is leading to where it's going to be a one world currency. So this is why you see all of this stuff happening the way that you see it happening currently. This is even why The Economist magazine, the World Ahead 2025 edition of The Economist magazine, showed you the trade wars that were coming. And this is why you see the trade wars happening now, because again, this is all part of their plan. In order to collapse the old system, they must create all of this chaos, all of this confusion, and the list goes on and on and on and on in order to bring in their new order system. So this is what is going on right now. All of this is part of the show, including the Carney saying that Canada is not for sale, and then Donald Trump saying time will tell. Again, all of this is part of the show, because I personally believe, now I'm not saying this is going to happen for sure, but I personally believe that Canada will eventually be part of the United States, because again, this is their plan. This is what they've put into motion years ago. So this is why I believe this is going to eventually happen, because again, they want a one world currency. They want all of this put into place. This is why they continue to even talk about, you know, illegal immigration and other things like that, because I believe all of these different things happening is going to lead to this new digital ID, among other things. This is why I believe personally that this is all leading towards the North American Union. This is why Trump continues to constantly talk about this. No matter what, he is constantly talking about how Canada needs to merge with the United States. And the reason for this is because Trump is part of the club. He's pretending like he's for the everyday working man. This is what he's pretending. And then he has everybody in the MAGA crowd. He has everybody on the quote unquote right loving this idea and saying, oh, he's just trolling. He's just joking around. Don't take anything that he says seriously, because all he is doing is joking around about all of this. He's just trolling Mark Carney. And that's how all of this works with Trump. He is a chaos magician. What he's doing is he is, doing things in such a way that come across as entertaining and humorous. And then people think, oh, he's just joking about all of it, but he really means what he says. I can give him that. He really does mean what he says. And honestly, yeah, is he entertaining? Sure, he is. That's why I voted for him before, Yeah, he's very entertaining. He's very funny. I do laugh at some of his stuff still, but I can't deny the fact that he is part of the club. He's part of the same system like the rest, because all of these politicians are all selected, not elected. So people think, oh, I have a voice in the matter, yada, 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 blah, 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 blah. No, you don't. Unfortunately, you don't. Both of these sides are one, and they are the same. They are all part of the same cult, the same agenda. All of these political figures, even Mark Carney, Kamala, Biden, Trump, Obama, it doesn't matter who, you can just name anybody. They are all part of the club. There is a reason they are put into the positions of power that they are put into, because it is a world stage for a reason, and the players have all already been handpicked and selected for such a time as this, because again, their end goal is a new order system. Their end goal is collapsing everything in the old system, in the old way. Again, this is why you see how Doge came in and was pretty much dismantling everything in the old system in the old way, because this is all done by design. This is all for a rhyme and a reason. This is all been planned for quite some time, and now you are just seeing the final touches. You are just seeing the final pieces of the puzzle being put into place, because again, they want this new order system. They want this one world order. They want a one world currency. They don't want you to even drive anywhere. They want driverless cars. They want this, they want that. And the list goes on and on and on and on, because again, this is all planned in order to bring in the new order system. This is all by design. They don't want you to own anything. They want you to be happy because you don't own anything. They want you to just be willing servants to whatever madness they have in store. They want AI to take over everything, and the list goes on. Doesn't that sound peachy? Doesn't that sound amazing, loving, and kind? Doesn't it? Of course, I'm using sarcasm. Of course, I'm speaking in jest right there, but it's just maddening how so many people are still allowing themselves to be blinded by this guy. It's just truly maddening. Again, just because I am criticizing this guy doesn't make me a raging leftist or whatever you want to call me. It doesn't. And if you want to call me all of that, hey, be my guest. Go ahead and call me whatever you want to call me, because at the end of the day, I am about truth. That's why I named myself Truth Seeker. That's why this channel is called Truth Zone, Truth Seeker, the Truth Zone, because I'm about truth. I'm not about faking anything. Do I get things wrong? Sure I do. I'm not perfect, and I'm never going to be perfect. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to ever be a sellout. I'm going to continue to speak truth to the best of my ability. And I can't thank you enough for each and every one of you that show up and support the shows, support the work that I put out, because I'm trying my best past all of the censorship, past everything, to get the truth out to each and every one of you to the best of my ability, you know, talking in code on videos, whatever I have to do in order to get the truth out. Because if I can just wake up one individual that doesn't realize what is really going on, it has been worth it all, because there are some people out there that really don't know. There are some people out there that really believe in the political structure. Again, I was there. I believed in it. I thought it was legitimate. I thought it was real. At one time, I considered myself a Republican. I did. But I woke up and realized that the system is a joke. I woke up and realized that you don't have a choice in anything, because all of these presidents have been handpicked and selected for such a time as this. So I get it. There are many out there that are under the delusion, and it's 9 times out of 10 not their fault, because again, the school system, you know, indoctrinated so many people into this idea of the political structure. You know, that's why it took as many years as it did through the school system. So it has been ingrained in people, you know, over the course of time, you know, so that's really what it is. And then when you finally wake up from the system, you will realize how much of a joke the system is. You will realize how much of a joke the school system is. You will realize how much of a joke all of it is. It all is a joke at the end of the day. So again, I'm not going to sit here and criticize or bash you. If you still believe in the political structure, that's your choice. That's your belief. But I'm trying my best to wake up as many people as I possibly can, because again, time is short and all I can do is do the best that I can to speak the truth. As always, please consider taking time out of your day to smash that like button, commenting down below, and subscribing to the channel if you are new here, and selecting the bell icon and selecting all notifications. And there are other ways to support the channel too if you feel led to. There will be information about that in the comment section in the pinned comment. But as always, I can't thank you enough for your continued prayers and your continued support. God bless each and every one of you. And as always, this is your host, Truth Seeker, signing out.